Yeah. Because I want to see that. Please stand by. Okay, we can get underway. It's Spokane Steve here, and it's time for Strat-O-Matic Baseball. We've got Simon's here. Hey, Simon. Ron McGrath. Hey, Ron. Hope your guys' holiday weekend is going superbly. I don't know why, but this has felt like a Sunday to me all day. I did finally get some good sleep, recovered from the Thanksgiving festivities. And we got a ball game today. The last game of the April 17th schedule and the end of week 1 of the 1966 season. It's the Houston Astros at the San Francisco Giants. Just over 23,000 came out to Candlestick Park that afternoon, a Sunday afternoon. And, Simon may even remember what the weather was like. No, I don't think so. So we've got two pretty good right-handers on the mound today. Barry Latman for Houston, Bobby Bolin for San Francisco. Latman a really good year that year, a 2.71 earned run average. Latman pitched 11 seasons, mostly as a starter reliever. He did make the All-Star team in 1961 when he pitched for Cleveland. Bolin is a bit more storied. He was a really good pitcher. This season, a fine 2.89 earned run average in 34 starts. He's most famous for his 1968 season, the year of the pitcher, when he had a scintillating 1.99 earned run average and yet did not win the ERA crown. And of course, that was the year that Hall of Famer Bob Gibson set the all-time record with a microscopic 1.12. The number is indelibly stamped in our minds as the number 714, for example, or the number 61. 1.12. So I'll get to the lineups here, and then we'll get underway. For Houston today, Lee May will lead off and play left field. Sonny Jackson at shortstop bats second. Jimmy Wynn will hit third and play center field. Joe Morgan, the second baseman, will be in the cleanup spot. Rusty Staub will bat fifth and play right field. Jim Gentile will play first base and hit sixth. Bob Aspromonte is at third base, hitting seventh. John Bateman will do the catching and hit eighth, with Latman, the pitcher, hitting ninth. For the Giants, it will be Hal Lanier leading off, playing second base. Jesus Alou in right field moves up to the number 2 spot in the order today. Willie Say-Hey Mays bats third and plays, well, where else would Mays play? Center field, of course. Willie McCovey, the cleanup man, plays first base. Jim Ray Hart will bat fifth and play third base. Orlando Cepeda's in left field today, hitting sixth. I think this is his first start. I could be wrong. Tom Haller will do the catching and hit seventh. Tito Fuentes at short again, hitting eighth. And Bolin, a pretty good hitting pitcher, hits ninth. So we're about ready to get underway here. I've got some tea. Oh yeah, for Ron and the rest of you, Simon, SM is Simon, grew up in the Bay Area. Spent many a day at the stick, many a windy day, I would have to assume. Okay, Bolin's ready to work now. Lee May steps in from the left side. Bolin gets his sign from Howler, and here's the first pitch of the game. That's a 2-9 against the righty. Gets a tapper down to second on 2 hops. Lanier has it and throws him out. And here's Sonny Jackson. Left-handed hitting shortstop. Bolin looks in now to get his sign, the windup. Pitch to Jackson, a 3-11 to the righty. That's a bouncer down the line. Hart has it. Long throw across in time. And quickly there's 2 away. Just getting started here on a lazy Saturday afternoon that feels to me more like a Sunday. And here's Jimmy Wynn with 2 away. Bolin stares in, and here's his pitch to Wynn. It's a 6-10 to the right-hander. That's a grounder to third base X. Hart a 4-30, however. So this could be an adventure. Here's the roll on the play. And on a 2, Hart can't get it. And that's going to be a base hit for Jimmy Wynn. So a 2-out single for Jimmy. And he is an asterisk 15. Let's see what the hold situation is. Bolin not too good at a +3. Heller is 0. So Wynn will have to be held on. So with Wynn held, Morgan will swing away. Bolin from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Little Joe on a 3-11. That's going to be a high foul ball on the right side over by the seats. McCovey reaching over near the stands, and he's got it. And down go the Astros. No runs a hit. They leave a man. And at the end of half an inning, it's Houston 0, San Francisco coming to bat. And yes, of course, the Oakland Coliseum. Of course, in 1966, they weren't there yet. And there's Sports Time Machine. Welcome, sports. Glad you could join me this afternoon. Chilly day in Spokane. Temperatures in the mid-30s. Overcast and gloomy. In other words, an excellent day to stay in and play Strat-O-Matic. We go to the bottom of the first now. Hal Lanier will lead things off for the Giants. Right-handed hitting second baseman. Barry Latman now gets his sign from Bateman. The windup. Pitch to Lanier, a 4-5 to the right-hander. It's a fly ball to right field, playable. Staub ranging to his right just a tad and makes the catch. And here's Alou now. Jesus Alou. Latman the windup. The pitch to Jesus. That's going to be a 2-8 against the right-hander, and that is ripped into the left center gap. Wynn chasing it down, Alou rounding, and he'll be in standing with a 1-out double. The Giants come into this game an undefeated 5-0. The Phillies also are 5-0. And they are a half a game ahead of the Dodgers at 5-1. Pittsburgh also playing very well in the first week at 4-1. And yeah, I'm not even going to talk about that game yesterday. Here is Mays now. 1 away, Alou in scoring position. Latman a glance at Alou, and now comes set in the pitch to Willie Mays. On a 5-5 against the righty. He struck him out. Called on the outside corner. Mays has a few words to say to the umpire, but he's not putting up too much of an argument. As he walks back to the dugout, here comes Willie McCovey with 2 down. And here's Latman's pitch to McCovey. On a 5-4 catcher's card X. That's going to be Bateman. Bateman a solid 3-9. And the roll is a 16. That's going to be a passed ball followed by a pop-out. So passed ball on Bateman allows Alou to go into third. And then it's a pop-out to Bateman by McCovey to end the inning. So no runs a hit, 1 left. And we're scoreless after 1. I swear it seems like we're almost always scoreless after 1, including last night's game where the Pirates hammered the Cardinals 17-2 in a game so ridiculous and lopsided that I lost interest in it. I mean, it's true. It's just out of control. Good day to put. I pulled my mom's tree out from the basement yesterday. Put it together. They could decorate it. It's a 3-piece fake tree, as you could probably gather by that. We're moving along to the second. It's Staub, Gentile, and Aspromonte for Houston. Bowling ready to work now. Here's the windup. The pitch to Staub is a 1-4. It's going to be a foul ball. First base side. McCovey ranging over again. Near the railing and makes the catch. And here's Jim Gentile, left-handed batter. Near the end of his career, but still with significant pop, particularly against right-handers. Bowling gets his sign from Haller. Here's the windup on the pitch on a 2-7, and he loses him, ball 4. So a walk to Gentile. Gentile very slow, obviously. And that'll bring up Aspromonte. Bowling from the stretch now. The pitch to Bob on a 6-9. Swung on and missed strike 3. Bowling a pretty good strikeout pitcher. I don't know about this year. 143 and 224. So not one of his better strikeout years, but for some reason I remember him as a strikeout pitcher. And with 2 outs, it'll be John Bateman. Bowling from the stretch now. The pitch to Bateman is a 3-11 against the righty. That's going to be a base hit into left field, an open single. Gentile was not going to go anywhere. He holds up at second. This is strictly a station-to-station runner here, Gentile. So first and second, 2 down, and Latman will be the hitter. A right-handed batter, 2W. Boland's pitch on a 6-9, swung on and missed strike 3, and that'll retire the side. So Boland case 2, makes short work of Latman. No runs, a hit, 2 left. Go to the bottom of the second, still scoreless. As Latman gets ready to work, it'll be Hart, Cepeda, and Haller in the bottom of the second inning. Have a little sip of tea. That hits the spot. Jim Ray Hart will lead things off here in the bottom of the second as Latman gets the sign from Bateman, the windup. The pitch to Hart is a 4-4 against the righty. Fly to center, that's shallow. Wind coming in, still coming, and he's there to make the catch. Here's Cepeda now. Cepeda playing left field today. He would later be traded to the Cardinals for Ray Sadecki during this season. And, you know, they had McCovey and Cepeda, and that was the problem. They were both really first basemen. Cepeda, a 4.25 with a +2 arm out there. They tried it for a while, but Orlando was just not an outfielder. And here's the pitch from Latman on a 1-9. Ground ball right back to Latman. He knocks it down, picks it up, throws him out. 2 down. And here's Haller. Tom Haller, the left-handed hitting catcher. One of only a handful of players who shared Dodger and Giant uniforms over the years. And here's Latman's delivery to Tom Haller. On a 5-8, that's a ground ball to second base X. That's going to be Joe Morgan. Morgan, not yet the Gold Glover that he would become. He's a 3E30. On the roll of an 11 that goes to the error range. So we've got an E30 with a roll of a 7, and Morgan boots it. Cannot come up with it. That'll be an error. So Haller's aboard on the error by Joe Morgan. And that will allow Tito Fuentes to come to the plate. Switch hitting Fuentes batting lefty against Latman. From the stretch, Here's the pitch to Fuentes on a 5-9, swung on and missed strike 3, and that will retire the side. Latman K's Fuentes for the Giants. No runs, no hits. They leave a man. There was an error. And we're scoreless after 2. As Bolin gets ready to work here in the 3rd, he'll be facing the top of the Astro lineup. That's May, Jackson, and Wynn. Here's Lee May now. Left-handed hitting outfielder. Bolin gets the sign from Howard. Here's the windup. The pitch to May is a 3-3 against a righty, and that's going to be a ground ball up the middle. It will find its way into center field, and it'll be a leadoff single for Lee May. May a 13 stealer, not an asterisk, so he will not be held on. 1 through 13 runner. And here's Sonny Jackson now. Jackson an A bunter and a B hit and run. So interesting possibilities here. But he's going to hit away. Bolin from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Jackson on a 1-8. It's a single to 2, but if that soft liner is going to find the glove of Lanier. And that's 1 away. So 1-8, single to 2, the roll of 13. That's a line out to second base. There's 1 down. And here's Jimmy Wynn. Wynn singled in the 1st inning. Bolin from the stretch. Pitch to Jimmy on a 1-5. It's a single to 6, and that's going to scoot past Hart, who knocks it down. No play. So it'll be a single with a 1-base advance. May will have to hold at second on the play. So 1st and 2nd, 1 down. And here's little Joe Morgan. So a couple guys on here, 1 down. Bolin trying to get out of this. From the stretch, the pitch to Joe. It's a 5-7, swung on and missed strike 3. Oh my goodness. Bolin fans little Joe, and it'll be up to Rusty Staub. Staub popped out to first, his first at bat. Now Bolin's ready, the windup. Comes right in there on a 3-2, and he loses him, ball 4, and the bases are loaded. So on a close pitch, Staub draws the walk. And with 2 away, the bases are loaded, and here's Gentile. Gentile walked in the 2nd inning. Bases loaded, but 2 away. Bolin trying to shut the door on this inning now as he comes to the plate on a 6-2 high fly ball to right field, but it's caught. Holy cow, Lou back and makes the catch on the track, and that'll retire the side. Let's look at that again. 6-2 lefty, home run to 12. The 20 says 19. And Gentile gave that a ride, but it's just allowed out here. And for the Astros, no runs, 2 hits, they leave the bases loaded. So they squandered a huge opportunity there, and we go to the bottom of the 3rd, still scoreless. Gentile tried to get it out, though, didn't he? Here's Bolin now to lead it off for the Giants in the bottom of the 3rd. A right-handed batter with end power. Bolin could handle the bat a bit. As Latman gets the sign from Bateman. And here's the delivery on a 6-7, and he loses him. Ball 4. Oh, my God. Latman, the unforgivable sin of walking the opposing pitcher, especially to lead off an inning. So Bolin's aboard, and now we go back to the top of the Giant order and Hal Lanier. Latman, a glance over, and now from the stretch, the pitch to Lanier. On a 3-3, it's going to be a foul ball left side. Aspermani calling for it, he's got it. And there's 1 down. And that'll bring up Jesus Alou. He doubled in the 1st inning. In fact, he has the only San Francisco hit of the game so far. As Latman from the stretch delivers. The pitch is a 5-7 to the righty. That is going to be into left center. That's going to be down and to the wall for extra bases. That's an open double. Bolin can try to score on that. To center field is Wynn, a 0. He probably won't. Pitcher is a 1 through 10 runner. He'll hold up. Bolin is going to hold third on a double by Alou, and the Giants have second and third and one away. And now the Astros are going to have to pull the infield in. Here comes Willie Mays. You say, well, walk him and set up the double play. There's no way. Willie McCovey's on deck. You can't do it. So Latman with the infield in gets ready to deliver the pitch to Willie Mays. And on a 5-11, it's a grounder to first base X. That'll be Gentile. He's a 3E18. The infield is in. That's on a 13. That goes to the error frequency. On an 18, we're looking for the roll of a 7. And that's going to be a ground ball A. With the infield in, the runners will hold. So I'm going to call that a 3-3. Gentile took it to the bag himself. There's 2 away. Runners still in scoring position. Here comes McCovey. So Latman trying to get out of this jam now, but he's got to get through Willie McCovey to do it. And here's the pitch. On a 6-8. That's a base hit to 10, a liner, but it's speared by little Joe Morgan. Oh my God, and that will retire the side. So a 6-8, single to 10, the roll's a 14. Morgan just does get a glove on it. No runs, a hit, 2 left on, and we are scoreless after 3 complete. So another tough pitching duel here with Bolin and Latman going at it. Bolin getting loose for the 4th. He'll be facing the bottom of the Astro order here in the 4th. Aspermani, Bateman, and Latman. Bolin gets the sign from Haller now. Here's the windup, and the pitch to Bob is a 6-7. It's a grounder to second base X. That's the sure-handed Lanier, a 2E8. Here's the roll on the play. On a 4, Lanier behind the bag dives, stops to his feet, throws to McCovey just in time. Oh my God, what a play by Hal Lanier. So Lanier with a web gem, and there's 1 down. And here's Bateman now. Bateman, the right-handed hitting catcher, singled in the 2nd inning. Bolin the windup. Pitch to Bateman is a 5-7, swung on and missed strike 3, and down goes Bateman. And for Bolin, that's his 3rd K of the game. 4th, I beg your pardon. 2, 3, 4 Ks. And here's Latman, right-handed batter. Bolin winds and deals. On a 6-8, pop-up, left side. Fuentes has it, and that will retire the side. A 1-2-3 inning for Bobby Bolin. Down go the Astros, and we move along to the bottom of the 4th, still scoreless. The tension mounts in these scoreless games, guys, as each inning goes by. My favorite kind of ball game, personally, the 1-0 game. Whereas you get into the later innings, each pitch could mean the ball game. Hart, Cepeda, and Haller will bat for the Giants in the bottom of the 4th. Latman gets his sign from Bateman, the windup. The pitch to Hart is a 3-4 high fly ball to left field. Back goes May, turns around, forget about it. That's a deep home run for Jim Ray Hart, and the Giants are on the board. So Hart, a rocket blast halfway up the seats. 3-4 righty. Gone. No doubt about it. So 1-0 San Francisco, and here's Cepeda now. Cepeda 0 for 1 so far today as Latman winds and delivers on a 2-8 pop-up left side. That'll be an easy play for Jackson, and there's one down. Here's Haller now. For Hart, I think that's his first home run of the year. It is. For Jim Ray Hart, that's his first home run of the young season. And here's Haller now. Latman winds and deals. 6-4. Fly ball to left field, playable. That's May. He'll glove this one, and there's 2 down. And Tito Fuentes will be the hitter. Switch hitter, batting left. Latman winds and delivers. Pitch to Fuentes on a 2-8, single to 14, and he's got it. Little squibber just out of the reach of Morgan into right field for a 2-out single. So Fuentes aboard. He will not be held as Bolin comes to the plate. Right-handed batter. Latman from the stretch. And here's the pitch on a 1-7. Grounder down to second. Morgan has it, and he'll throw him out. But the Giants score a run on 2 hits. They leave a man. The home run by Jim Ray Hart, the big blow, of course. And after 4 complete, it's San Francisco 1, Houston 0. And Bolin will go out and prepare to work in the top of the 5th. If you're in the chat, go ahead and say hi. It's the only way I know you're here. Looks like we have about 8 people in chat. On a cool, lazy Saturday afternoon, a holiday weekend for most, it'll be the top of the Houston order here in the 5th. Lee May to lead things off. Bolin, the sign from Haller. Here's the windup. And the pitch to May on a 4-8. Swung on and missed strike 3. Bolin fans Lee May, and here comes Sonny Jackson, 0 for 2 so far. Bolin, the windup. The pitch to Sonny Jackson is going to be a 6-10. That's a grounder to third base X. That's Hart again. A 4E30. Always an adventure on a 5. He can't get it. In fact, that's down the line, and that's going to go for extra bases, and that will be a double on a fairly playable ball, but Hart just could not make the play. And Jackson ends up with a double. So the tying run's out there with 1 away. And here comes Jimmy Wynn with Joe Morgan on deck. Bolin now checks Jackson. Now comes set, the sign from Haller. And here's the pitch to the toy cannon. On a 2-6 against the righty, he draws the walk. So Wynn down to first on the base on balls, first and second and 1 away. And here comes little Joe. Joe 0 for 2. And this is not the Joe Morgan from the Cincinnati days, but still 412 on base, even at this young age. 391 slugging. Bolin in the jam here now. He'd like to get a ground ball out of little Joe, and here's the pitch. On a 6-6 to the left-hander. It's a double to 4. Oh, my God, and it's a 2. That drops into left field. Cepeda chasing it down. That's going to drive in Jackson. Wynn can try to score on that. Cepeda, a +2. Morgan, a 15. 17. Here comes Morgan to the plate. And he's in there. A 2 RBI double for... No, that's Wynn. I take that back. Wynn a 15. He's also a 15, thankfully. So they both have the same running rating. I beg your pardon. 2-run double by Morgan. Jackson scores. Wynn scores. 2 ribbies for little Joe. And the Houston Astros jump on top 2-1. Bolin's an S7, so endurance certainly not an issue here in the 5th inning. Runner on second, 1 down, and here's Rusty Staub. Bolin gets his sign now. The pitch to Staub is a 6-11. It's a fly ball to left field, playable. That's Cepeda. He's got it. And that's the second out of the inning. And here's Gentile, 0 for 1 with a walk. Hit that high fly ball in the third that gave the fans a start. But it was caught in right. And now here's the pitch to Gentile on a 3-11. That's going to be a double asterisk single, and that's going to pick up Morgan. And it's 3-1. So Gentile drives in a run, making it 3-1. And here's Aspromonte now. Bolin trying to shut the door on this inning and get back in the dugout. Here's the pitch. It's a 5-7, swung on and missed strike 3. And he does just that. Sandwiches sandwiched between 2 Ks, however, were 3 hits for 3 runs and a walk. And the Astros take a 3-1 lead. As we go to the bottom of the 5th, Latman getting ready now. Top of the order for San Francisco, Lanier, Alou, and Willie Mays. If anybody gets on, Willie McCovey. Latman now, the sign from Bateman. Here's the windup and the pitch to Lanier. Righty on righty here on a 5-3. It's a ground ball to the pitcher X. Latman is a 4E14. Here's the roll on the play. On an 18, he makes the play. No, he does not. He's a 4. I beg your pardon. An 18 on a 4, that's a base hit. Latman knocks it down by the time he scrambles to get it. He has no play. And Lanier has a leadoff single. Lanier, a 20 stealer if he could roll a 2. Probably won't, but it's worth a try. A 5, no lead. And here's Jesus Alou now. Latman staring in, and now from the stretch, the pitch to Alou. That's going to be a 5-5. Swung on and missed strike 3. Down goes Alou fishing. And with 1 down, here comes Willie Mays. Mays 0 for 2 so far today. Latman from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Mays on a 6-7, and he loses him, ball 4. Mays takes first on the walk. Lanier goes down to second, and here comes Willie McCovey. So tying runs aboard, 1 down. And here's Stretch McCovey now. Always a fearsome hitter. Latman in a jam here. Gets the sign from Bateman. Here's his pitch to McCovey. That's going to be a 5-4. Catcher's card X. Bateman a 3E9. Here's the roll on the play. On a 15, on a 3. It's a pass ball and a foul out. So the runners will move up on the pass ball. For Bateman, his second pass ball. But there's 2 away. And here comes McCovey. Or rather, here comes Jim Ray Hart. 2 down, Jim Ray Hart. Jim Ray Hart homered in his last at-bat, accounting for the lone San Francisco run so far. 2 runners in scoring position. Giants trailing by 2. Here's the pitch to Hart. That is a 4-7, swung on and missed strike 3, and they leave 2 stranded. 1 hit, there was a walk. No runs, 2 left on. At the end of 5 complete, it's Houston 3, San Francisco 1. And greetings, Philip Reynolds. Welcome, sir. Bolin getting ready to work here in the 6th. John Bateman will be leading things off for Houston. I almost said for Montreal, believe it or not. Some players, you just have a certain team in mind, or I do anyway, when you say their name. I say John Bateman, I think Montreal Expos. Anyway, he's an Astro in 66. As Bolin gets the sign from Haller, here's the wind-up and the pitch. On a 5-8, grounder down to third. Hart has it, throws him out, and there's one away. Here's Latman now. Right-handed hitting pitcher. As Bolin winds and deals. On a 4-7, he loses him. Oh my God, and now Bolin has committed. Fuentes will take that. Flip to Lanier to first, not in time. So Latman is forced, and now Lee May is on first with 2 down. And Sonny Jackson will be the batter. Bolin from the stretch, and here's his pitch to Jackson. That's a 5-11 against the lefty. Fly to right field X. That's going to be Alou. Alou, a 2E10 out there. And here is, get the dice, here is the play. On a 20, that will be a can of corn for Alou, and that will retire the side. So that goes 9X, the side is retired. No runs, no hits, 1 left on. We go to the bottom of the 6th, still 3-1. Latman, a 6-inning endurance pitcher. So this would be his first inning of potential fatigue. It'll be Cepeda, Haller, and Fuentes for the Giants. Trailing by 2, Cepeda steps in from the right side as Latman winds and delivers. A 3-8 to the righty. Swung on and missed strike 3, and Latman fans Orlando. And for Latman now, let's see what that is. 1, 2, 3, 4 Ks. 5, I'm sorry. 1, 2. God, my eyes. 5, okay. And here's Haller. Tom Haller, 0 for 2. Latman gets his sign, the windup. Pitch to Tom Haller is a 6-9, and he loses him, ball 4. So Haller draws the 1-out walk. He's on first, and here comes Fuentes. Switch hitter, batting lefty, and here is the pitch from the stretch. That's going to be a 1-4, fly to left field, playable. Lee May drifts back a few steps and puts it away for the 2nd out. And now this is a tough decision time. Trailing by 2, it's still early. My inclination is to let Bolin hit. He does have end power. I like to see these starters go deep in the 60s. He's going to bat. Here's the pitch from Latman. On a 4-8, fly to center. That's playable for Jimmy Wynn, who's there to make the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, a man left. And after 6 complete, it's Houston 3, San Francisco 1. So Latman, a dazzling performance so far. Bolin getting ready to go to work in the 7th, and he's an S7 as far as endurance goes. He'll be facing the heart of the Houston order, Wynn, Morgan, and Staub, as we begin the 7th inning. Bolin gets his sign from Haller now. The windup, the pitch to Jimmy Wynn. That's a 1-6, and that's a high fly ball to left field. Back goes Cepeda to the track, to the wall. That's gone. Home run, Jimmy Wynn. And it's 4-1. And let's look at that again. 1-6 a righty, homer to 12. The roll is a 2. And Toy Cannon hits a cannon shot. And it's 4-1. And here's Joe Morgan now. Morgan doubled in 2 runs in the 5th. Probably the biggest hit to this point in the game. Bolin from the windup now. The pitch to Joe, a 1-6, and ball 4, he walks him, and the Giants better get somebody up in the bullpen. Now I'm thinking maybe I should have pinch hit for him. So they've got Staub, Gentile, Aspermonte. They used Henry and Lindsay. They also have McDaniel. That's who they're going to get up. Lindy McDaniel is going to begin throwing. Morgan very fast. He'll have to be held on. Bowling a +3. 18. Held on a 16. With nobody out, they're going to let Staub swing away. He's going to try to hit a shot at that opened right side. Bowling from the stretch. The pitch to Staub on a 2-11, and that's going to be a base hit into right. Morgan can go to third on that. He's a 15. Alou a -1, a 14. 2 outs, a 16. Here he comes. Here's the throw, and he's in there, first and third. So a base hit by Staub. Morgan steams into third, and here comes Herman Franks, and that's going to be it for Bobby Bolin. Lindy McDaniel's going to be coming on. A homer, a walk, and a single, and Bolin's done. 6+. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bolin allowed 8 hits. He walked 5. Struck out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Struck out 6, excuse me. Here it comes. Oh, excuse me. He'll be your... Let me get a drink here. Okay, that's better. It's not. Excuse me, guys. I gotta clear it here. Wow. All right. McDaniel, a fine 2.66 earned run average. He'll be coming on with runners at first and third and nobody out. Jim Gentile, the batter. McDaniel, God, how do they play this now? With nobody out, can Staub run? Not really. They're already down 4-1. This late in the game, they'll have to pull the infield in. They can't give up another run here. Here's the pitch to Gentile on a 3-8. Fly ball right field B ? That's going to be to Alou. Runner can tag up on that. That's Morgan, a 15, +2, a 17, -1, a 16. Morgan's tagging. Here comes Alou's throw, and he's in there. Sacrifice fly Gentile to right field. That'll drive in Morgan. It's an RBI for Gentile, and it's 5-1. Staub will hold it first. And that's the first out of the inning. And here's Aspermonte now. Aspermonte from the McDaniel from the stretch. Pitch to Aspermonte at 5-7. That's up the middle, and it's cut off there by Mays. Almost a double on an 11, but the roll is a 12. That will be a 2-a-dance double asterisk single. Staub steams into third, and there's runners at the corners and 1 out. So Houston has erupted here in the 7th, and here's Bateman now. Runners at the corners with 1 down. The Giants will play back now. Their best bet to get out of this inning is with a ground ball. McDaniel, a ground ball pitcher, and here's the pitch to Bateman. That's going to be a 2-3. It's a grounder to first C. Unfortunately, playing back, that's going to drive in a run. So on a 2-3, that goes 3-1. Staub scores. It's an RBI for Bateman, and that makes it 6-1. And with 2 down, Latman will be allowed to bat. Runner on second. Latman, a right-hander. 3-6 grounder to short. Fuentes has it and throws him out. But the Astros come up with 3 big insurance runs on 3 hits, a home run by Wynn, and they take a 6-1 lead into the bottom of the 7th. And with that, I will take a short break and try to clear my throat. Be right with you. And we're back. Much better. Okay, bottom of the 7th, 6-1 Houston. It'll be the top of the order for the Giants. Lanier, Alou, and Mays. Latman still out there. Gets his sign from Bateman. Here's the windup and the pitch to Lanier. That's going to be a 3-7. Fly ball to center, playable. That's Jimmy Wynn. He's right there to make the catch, and there's 1 down. Here's Alou now. Alou 2 for 3 today, a pair of doubles. As Latman winds and deals. That is a 4-7, swung on and missed strike 3. So after 2 doubles, he's K'd Alou twice. And with 2 down, here comes Willie Mays. Mays 0 for 2 with a walk. Latman, the windup. The pitch to Willie Mays. That is a 2-8, and he draws a walk. His second of the ball game. So a walk to Willie Mays, and here comes the other Willie, Willie McCovey. McCovey 0 for 3 today. Latman from the stretch. Pitch to McCovey on a 110, deep fly ball to right field. Back goes Staub, and on the track makes the catch for the out. So McCovey gave it a ride, but it was a loud out. No runs, no hits, a man left. And after 7 complete, it is 6-1 Astros. So the Giants will have to get going, and they're going to achieve their bid to remain undefeated. Here's McDaniel now. He's coming out for another inning. Top of the order for Houston here in the 8th. May, Jackson, and Wynn. Lindy McDaniel gets the sign from Howland. Pitch to Lee May is a 6-8, swung on and missed strike 3. And down goes May on strikes. And that'll bring up Sonny Jackson. McDaniel, the windup, the pitch to Jackson on a 2-5. That's going to be a base hit into right center, almost a triple, 1-4. The roll is a 5. Jackson will settle for a long single, and he's 2 for 5 today. He'll have to be held on, blazing speed. McDaniel a -1, 18, held on a 16. And he's going to try for it. It's a 2 through 5, 11 or 12. That's a 7, no lead. So Jimmy Wynn will hit away now with a runner on first. McDaniel from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Wynn on a 1-2. Fly ball to deep left field. Cepeda going back and just shy of the track makes the catch. So 2 down, and here's Joe Morgan. Morgan 1 for 3 today with a walk. McDaniel from the stretch. Pitch to little Joe is a 6-7, and he walks him. So Morgan walks again. Jackson will take second. And with 2 away, runners on first and second, it's Rusty Staub. Rusty 1 for 3. Walked in the second, singled in the 7th. McDaniel. Here comes the pitch. It's a 6-10 fly to center field X. That's going to be Willie Mays. A 1-E-8 as Mays comes in on the ball on a 17 and makes the catch for the out. No runs, a hit, 2 left for Houston. As we go to the bottom of the 8th, it is still 6-1. Latman and S6 going deep into the game now. He's coming out for the 8th. It'll be Hart, Cepeda, and Haller for the Giants. Here's Jim Ray Hart now. Jim Ray Hart's home run represents the Giants' only run of the ball game. They have 5 hits off of Latman. So Latman pitching a gem here today. Here's the windup. The pitch to Hart on a 3-6. That's going to be a single into right for Jim Ray Hart. So Hart with a leadoff single. Triple 1-2. He almost got it on a 3. But single or triple doesn't matter that much. They don't need 1 run. They need 5. And here's Cepeda. Latman from the stretch. On a 1-10. Deep fly ball to left field. May going back to the track and makes the catch. So Cepeda gave it a ride. But he is retired on the deep fly ball to left field. And here is Haller now. Haller 0 for 2 with a walk. As Latman from the stretch comes to the plate. It's a 6-3 to the left-hander. That's going to be a base hit into right field for Haller. Hart can try to take third. It's a -4 to Staub, however. He'll hold up. Hart a 1 through 13. They're not going to risk that. Trailing by 5. So Hart will hold at second on the base hit by Haller. And now Houston had better get somebody up in the pen. Fuentes, Bolin, Lanier, Alou. They're going to get Claude Raymond, the right-hander, loose. 1 more hit or walk will retire Latman. Not retire, will tire Latman. Did I say retire? First and second, 1 away. Latman from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Fuentes now. On a 1-7 fly to center field. That's playable for Jimmy Wynn. And now the Giants will have a pinch hitter for McDaniel. So McDaniel worked 2, allowed 2 hits, no runs, all 6 charged to Bolin. He walked 1 and K'd 1. Houston will have, okay. Pretty's a right-hander. Bob Pretty will get up in the Giant pen. He'll be coming on. Lindsay pitched in this game in real life, but of course it was a much closer game. And now the Giants will send up a batter for McDaniel. Two down, first and second. So this is a big one. They'd like to get a left-handed hitter up here, and I've got the perfect guy for them. Len Gabrielson, who normally starts in right field, at least he has been in the early going, or in left field, I should say. Len Gabrielson. Good hitter, left-handed hitter. First and second, two away. Latman from the stretch. Pitch to Gabrielson on a 5-8. It's a grounder to second base X. That's going to be Morgan, a 3E30. And here's the roll on the play on a 7. And Little Joe makes the play. That will retire the side. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. Gabrielson retired. And after 8 complete, it's Houston 6, San Francisco 1. And as mentioned, Bob Pretty, the right-hander, will come on now. 3.96 in 91 innings of relief and starting, mostly relief. It will be Gentile, Aspromani, and Bateman here in the 9th for Houston. The right-hander winds and deals. The pitch to Gentile on a 6-7 struck him out. So Pretty K's Gentile, and here's Aspromani. Aspromani 1 for 4. As Pretty winds and delivers. That's a 6-10 fly ball to left field. Shallow, here comes Cepeda, still coming. He's there now and makes the catch for the out. Here's Bateman now with 2 down. Bateman 1 for 4. Pretty's delivery to Bateman is a 1-9 swung on and missed strike 3. So Pretty comes in, retires the side in order, striking out 2. And we go to the bottom of the 9th, 6-1. Latman going for the complete game. It will be the top of the San Francisco lineup. Lanier, Alou, and Mays. If anybody gets on, Willie McCovey. And here comes Lanier. Lanier 1 for 4 today. As Latman gets the sign from Bateman. Here's the pitch. That's a 6-3 to the righty. That's going to be a base hit right up the middle for Lanier. He's got a leadoff single. And that will bring up Jesus Alou. Alou 2 for 4, doubled twice, and then struck out twice. Latman from the stretch. One more hitter walk will fatigue Latman at this juncture. Here is the pitch on a 3-4. It's a grounder to second. That's playable. For Morgan, his only play is to first, and Lanier will take second on the play. So there's 1 down, a runner at second, and here comes Willie Mays. Mays 0 for 2 today, walked twice. Latman checks his runner and now comes to the plate, and here's the pitch to Mays. On a 5-6 tapper to short, that is going to be Jackson. Throws him out, holds the runner, holds. And the Giants are down to their last out, and it's Willie McCovey. McCovey 0 for 4 today. Latman, the windup. The pitch to Willie Mack is 6-7. That's going to be a base hit into left. The Giants will hold up Lanier. There's no point in getting thrown out trailing by 5. But that will fatigue Latman. And here comes Grady Hatton now. Seriously, you could look up some interesting stories about Grady Hatton, too. He never got along very well with Jimmy Wynn, as the story goes. And he kind of blamed it on Joe Morgan. And at one point, he was being interviewed by the sports writers, and he threw up his arms and he said, "I try to talk to my players as little as possible anymore." Can you imagine a manager in today's game saying something like that? So Latman's done. Claude Raymond's going to come on for Houston. For Latman, he almost did it. 8 2/3. Almost got the complete game, I mean. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hits. 1 run, but 2 runners on are his responsibility. He walked 3, 4. He walked 4. Struck out 6. And Claude Raymond will come on to try to get the last out. Raymond, a righty. 3.13 in 92 innings of relief. He pitched in this game in real life. And he'll be facing Jim Ray Hart. 2 on, 2 away. Giants trailing by 5. And here's the pitch to Hart. Hart on a 5-9. Swung on and missed strike 3. And that's the ball game. No runs, 2 hits. They leave a pair. Six to 1 is your final. Raymond fanned his only batter. Pretty, a flawless 9th where he fanned 2. No walks. So for the Astros, 6 runs, 10 hits. They made an error. The Giants 1 run on 9 hits, no errors. And that's your final here from Candlestick as the Astros defeat the Giants 6 to 1. Let's see what that does to our standings now. That drops the Giants to 5-1. They were undefeated. So now they're tied with the Dodgers, a half a game behind the surprising Phillies. For Houston, they're 2-4. I will update stats before tomorrow's game, as this game is the conclusion of Week 1 of the 1966 season, the last of the Sunday games from April 17th. Latman, of course, the win. Bobby Bolin takes the loss. Let's take a closer look at that. Latman, Bolin had 1 win, so that drops Bolin to 1-1. For Latman, that's his first decision, so he's 1-0. And let's take a peek ahead, shall we? We're going to move on to Monday, April the 18th. Only 2 games on the schedule for Monday. It will be the Los Angeles Dodgers at the Houston Astros tomorrow. That will be a 1 o'clock Sunday matinee. And then it's the Reds at Pittsburgh, and those are the only 2 games scheduled for Monday, April 18th. So hope to see you for those in any case. Oh, absolutely, Simon. Yeah, I'm going to update the stats here before tomorrow's game. As I plan to do at the end of each week, we'll have the leaders, the standings, the few statistics I have. We'll have home run and RBI leaders, wins and save leaders. And I just want to thank you guys again for hanging out. You make it all worthwhile. Spokane Steve signing off and wishing you all a pleasant evening and enjoy the remainder of your holiday weekend, guys. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow.